Coming up, all the highlights from Develop, one of the biggest events in the video game calendar. We take a look at the rise of indie games, catch up with a certain Notch, and ask, are any of these the new Minecraft? Oh, and we've got more exclusive stuff on Driver San Francisco. Yes!
Keep it down, buddy. Just drive a cab.
Brighton, the south coast of England, hundreds of games developers have gathered for the 9th annual Develop Conference. During this 3-day event, they'll talk about how they made their latest masterpieces. Reveal to us lots of juicy news. Battle with The Fly. And pat each other on the back at the prestigious Develop Awards.
Look at that. Hey, you got 3 now?
We've got 3.
Oh, man, that's amazing. Kind of sharp. Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
Wish you'd been there, wish no more. Around 550 big cheeses attended this year's Develop Awards ceremony, where awards were dished out to winners in 19 different categories. In the first award of the night, Best New IP, Bulletstorm and Brink lost out to Enslaved. In the Best Use of a License or IP category, Angry Birds Rio and GoldenEye 007 were outpaced by a triumphant F1 2010. Angry Birds developer Rovio Mobile picked up 2 awards, Best Handheld Studio and Grand Prix. But the night was really dominated by one game, Minecraft. The indie game sensation developed by one bloke in his bedroom picked up 3 awards and proved once more that indie games are big news.
Say something smart, Marcus. I can't. Say something unsmart. That I can do.
So, just tell me, so you picked up 3 awards tonight.
Yes.
How does that feel?
Slightly overwhelming, very cool.
Yeah. So it's been quite a remarkable 12 months.
Yes, it has. I was working on it on my own for a long time as a sole proprietorship, and then we decided to start the studio, and apparently people like the game. I like the game, so.
You are officially the first rock star of video games. Do you realise that?
Officially? Oh, there's been others, I think. Garrett gave it a shot, I guess.
Sorry?
Garrett gave it a shot back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that someone who you looked up to and kind of got you going?
I think like him and like John Carmack and David Braben and stuff are kind of my heroes.
Oh, that's very kind. Wow. I would love to have chatted with him. One of the problems with these events, this is, I think it's a record for Develop. We had 550 people in that room. And one of the problems I find is you move between tables and you get what I call snagged. And you meet someone who actually, to be fair, you really do want to talk to. But before you know it, half an hour has passed and people have sort of evaporated to the bar or other places. I didn't see where he was sitting, so I would have liked to have talked to him too.
One of the most popular awards of the night was the Development Legend Special Recognition Award, which this year went to Ian Livingstone. Livingstone's achievements include writing with his friend Steve Jackson the interactive fighting fantasy novels, launching the Games Workshop in 1978. But for many, he's best known for being the man that discovered Lara Croft and Tomb Raider when he helped launch publisher Eidos in the 90s.
I feel absolutely amazing in that it's one of the most special moments in my life last night, to be honest. It was just extraordinary that the development community, my peers, 600 people in the room, all standing up, giving me a sort of standing ovation for 2 minutes. I was just, I didn't know what to do or say. It was extraordinary. It'll live with me forever. Amazing. Thank you.
Without question, one of the hottest topics at this year's Develop was indie game development. Angry Birds and Minecraft have proved that tiny teams can make monster hits to rival anything the big studios and their megabucks can muster. We lined up a series of gaming's greatest talkers and said, indie games, discuss. What we didn't bank on was The Fly.
Now is a great time for indies because there's a proliferation of formats, and before it was very difficult to sort of get onto a Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony platform to sort of get one of those major publishing deals. Fly here. Right.
They're a real client in our a real customer as well at the same time. So they're...
Sorry, yeah. You two have attracted the one fly.
Yes.
I think indie games are really big right now because the tool sets that can be utilized to make games have become more and more democratic over the years.
People with a more kind of artistic flair, now the technology is available to do what they can imagine, whereas before it wasn't, and now there's kind of a big kind of eruption of these kind of artists making what they want to make.
Yeah, well, we've got a very small team and a very different way of working to sort of the traditional, what I call the AAA sort of game industry. For example, Tofu the Trials of Chi took a team of 4 people to do. The scale of the game and the scope of the game is a lot smaller, and I think there's also a lot more concentration on creating like an intuitive, interesting game mechanic, because you can't really, you know, shorter deadlines, you can't really go for the explosive, over-the-top stuff that you find in a AAA game. It has to be very tightly designed and have a very interesting mechanic.
And I think that's why we're seeing an upsurge in indie games, because they have, generally speaking, the more interesting ideas as compared to the high-risk projects.
It's very difficult in this day and age, and with big business and high risk and money and people involved, to kind of really get your own flavour game out there.
Whereas now, students can sort of make an iPhone game or an Android game, a PC game. You can put them onto all the different portals, and you will find a niche which works for you. It's a great time to embrace creativity, and there are lots of little startups in the industry. It's brilliant times again.
One company that has helped champion the indie game scene is Chilingo. They published their first Angry Birds game and are working with literally hundreds of indie game developers, some as young as 16.
His name's Manuel, and a Spanish kid, a 16-year-old, he made this incredible game, Infinity Field, which I think we definitely believe it's the best dual stick kind of shooter. You know, it's got that kind of amazing vector graphic effects. It's got all these different game modes. It's a really incredible game, and we were as shocked as kind of like we always tell people, you know, this guy's 16, and we were as shocked as, because we saw this game, like, this is incredible. This must be a big team's made this, and turns out it's this guy, just extremely talented kid, and it's, you know, that's the kind of guys that we love to work with, because, you know, we can work with them, we do well, and the game did really well as well, which is great. Got really great reviews, and now we're working together more and more, and we're releasing new stuff, and we've got some new stuff coming from him, which is really exciting.
Though digital distribution should in theory mean anyone can publish a game, in reality it can still be difficult for the indie developer to get in front of punters.
It's actually very difficult for small developers and individuals to monetize their game. So they can put it out on the net for free, but they can't actually make any money. Now, to actually go through all of the payment systems and negotiate with the likes of your WorldPay or whatever to check that you've done all the tax rules correctly or the legals are correct and everything else, it's a minefield. So what people want to do is use the portals, so Steam and things like that. However, for indies, Steam is really pretty much a locked door. They don't really want to publish independent games, and even if you can get onto Steam, you won't get any kind of profile because all the big guns are there, and they're using all the slots in the profile. So it's very, very difficult to compete.
Blitz Games want to change that with their new indie games platform, Indie City.
So what we're trying to do with Indie City is actually create almost a YouTube for video games, where basically everybody can kind of upload their creative game and the best will come to the top. But also there's a really good recommendation engine, there's DRM in there, there's achievement support, there's all sorts of tools we're giving so that those indie developers don't have to go through the hoops and loops, they can just do the creative stuff.
So it's moderated by the community, and we're hoping that the community will celebrate the innovation and creativity, whereas other portals and other avenues are always about production values or licenses and stuff, and this is absolutely against that. When we got into the games industry, it was the 8-bit days, and those things didn't really exist, and there were so many different games in so many different genres, and it was times where things like Tetris just came out there, and it was just like, well, it's a brand new puzzle game, which was massively addictive, and you could see it was written by one person, and like, we can have those times again now, and that's what we want to try and help and encourage.
Attendees of this year's Develop got to try out a bunch of new indie games and to vote on which was the best. We decided to investigate. Could one of these be the next Minecraft?
My name is Marco Marino. I'm working on a game called Glid. It's a side-scroller kind of adventure game, and I'm going to demo it for you now. And here's a machine that's currently lacking a battery, so I'm going to go and find that now. I can grapple on any of the surfaces you can see, and here's the battery. It's a big ball, I'll drag it with me, and the main mechanic in the game is this web building function, where I can kind of string things up, and you can kind of run around and pull it. You can delete the individual web, each one, and it will kind of spring. If you delete that one, it would spring that way. If I take this up here, the web should help me kind of get it around and over these gaps. Put it in the machine.
Hi, my name's Stuart Ryle. I'm a lead designer at HotGen, and this is our game Tofu: The Trials of Chi. We have our Tofu character down here on the left, and we're also able to pan around the level. Up here we have the fortune cookie, which is the exit to the level, and your objective is to reach that exit by pinging your character across the stage. So to grab Tofu, you simply tap him and then stretch and release your finger to ping. So it's a simple, very intuitive mechanic, and you continue doing this across the whole level. Now what's interesting is you have your main objective, which is reaching the exit, but you also have two sub-objectives if you want to go for those. You don't have to. Sub-objective one is to collect all of the chi, which are these orbs that are littered around the stage. So as you'll see, Tofu pings across the level collecting the chi until you reach the exit. Now if I replay that level again, I'll explain the third objective, which is this one here, which I didn't complete the first time. I managed to do the level in 8 pings, but the objective is to do it in a minimum of 5, so I can bypass the chi this time. And if I'm careful enough, I can actually do it within the required amount of pings. So really those extra objectives aren't there if you don't want to do them. They're pretty much there for people that are interested in achievements and unlocking everything that the game has to offer. So we've got 100 levels in the game, and this represents your 3 emblems for each stage. So to give you an example of some of the other obstacles that we introduce, this is level 10 called Long Ping. And this is where we introduce the rebound surfaces in the game. So not all surfaces can be stuck to. And this is an example of a level where you have to get to the exit, and it's actually possible to do it in a single ping. So if I stretch Tofu and release, I'm actually able to rebound and get to the exit in 1 and collect all of the chi.
One of the things we really tried to do with this game was to integrate the environment as part of the platforming element. So you'll notice, for example, this log weighed down by the character clears a path for the second. And so this kind of cooperative gameplay is what we really tried to emphasize with this game. And what this is a switch puzzle. You'll notice that while Bitey can navigate through these yellow bumpers, if Zappy attempts to go through them, they'll damage him. They're activated by his electricity. So what we need to do is we need to provide Zappy with a way to get to the shorter vine. Well, we can do that by pushing these small red bumpers. Now that we've hit them both, this mushroom has become large enough for Zappy to climb up and over. Here's the end of the level.
Still to come, we continue our search for the next Minecraft. Oh, and we have more exclusive stuff on Driver San Francisco. You join us playing one of the early missions of Driver San Francisco. Tanner, the undercover cop in a coma, don't ask, is getting to grips with his new ability to shift between vehicles.
You see that sign? Do it, Tanner? Man, that billboard's been there for years. Oh, this is too freaking weird. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Try what? Believe me, I'm not sure myself, but here goes. How am I up here? Oh my god. I'm not falling. I gotta get down. Okay, focus. There. I'm good. Well, I'm not dead, and I'm not me. Now, do it again? Oh, God, this can't be real. Okay, steady breaths. Stay calm. No biggie. Okay, just pick another car. All right, I'm okay. Maybe try something with a passenger. Talk to somebody. Okay, I'm beginning to get the hang of this. Never flagged down a taxi like this before. Man, this is just too weird. Boom! Yes!
Keep it down, buddy. Just drive the cab.
Right. Hi, I'm the driver.
Quit yapping and get me across town.
To her, I'm just the same guy I always was. I mean, that he always was. Word. Whatever. Oh man, now that's more my style.
This is a car, sir, that says I have arrived. And I came much faster than you.
But it's so damn powerful. When am I gonna drive a monster like this?
Sir, the question isn't when am I gonna drive it, but hey ladies, who wants to go for a spin?
Oh yeah, this is the real deal. Way too much grunt for a greenhorn. I could get us into some serious trouble.
Yes, sir, you certainly can.
I'm just gonna floor it, okay?
Go right ahead. Can I take it from your exuberant driving you'll be putting down a deposit?
Still thinking about it.
Sir, I don't think our insurers cover this kind of behavior. Sir, that oops was my next commission check. Sir, this is a premium sports car, not a tank. Right there, shall we? Okay, sir. Let's head back to the office to discuss payment plans.
Fine, fine. Let's get you back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But we can still have some fun on the way, right?
Previously, in our search for the next Minecraft, we looked at this. And we played a bit of this. Okay, now let's check out another batch of indie games to see if they have what it takes to make it big.
Hello, my name is Anders Gustafsson, and I'm one of the two guys that built a point-and-click adventure game by hand, which I'm now going to give you a demo. This is about 5 minutes into the game, where the game starts properly. You find yourself in this new strange apartment that you just moved into with your girlfriend. You find out that there's some seedy thing going on in the apartment complex, and I'm not spoiling too much here. This is actually the beginning of the game. You find a surveillance camera pointed towards the bed in the bedroom, and after that you have to find out who put it there and how do we stop them. This is one of the earlier tasks in the game. Is the brief conversation we just had with the girlfriend is about setting up a table, and since we don't have any furniture yet, we have to use just one of the boxes to make a little temporary breakfast table. And as I mentioned before, it's all hand-built. If you really look closer, you can see that the floorboard's actually popsicle sticks that we cut the ends off of. Here you can see this is actually popsicle sticks as well.
Hi, we're Facepalm Games.
And yeah.
Okay. Hi, we are Facepalm Games, and we are the creators of this system.
This is another physics-based puzzle, so I'm gonna spoil every puzzle now. Basically, by solving the puzzle, the player can progress, and at the moment there's not really much anything story related in the game. We're gonna add later.
When left trigger, you fart, right? If I'm next to you, because I have to be next to you and I burp with a B, I ignite you farting, I explode, and you clear the ground from enemies, right? Then when this is a very tall enemy, just stay there, I jump in your back, right? Good. You lead the way and I hit the guys. But it's not the other way around. It's not the other way around, right? But it's only with tall, very tall guys. And the only way to defeat them is you hit them in the head, right? So you have to cooperate with your friends, otherwise you're doomed. Well, this is the first level. This is all about farting and burping. This is for 4 players. You got 3 players playing right now. You can break all the barrels that you have, and you can find pills. You can have extra coins, and later on in the game, you have a shop in the game, so you can exchange the coins for new armor, new swords, new helmets, anything you can buy. That is going to upgrade the orc. It's going to make it more effective. You have to stay close to each other. Somebody's gonna fart. Okay, you fart and burp. Oh, it didn't work. The blue bar is your mana. When you run out of mana, you cannot fart and burp anymore. And to get more mana, the only thing is you find the blue pill, so you kill a lot of enemies.
Okay, well that's it for our Develop Special, but we'll leave the last word to our chums behind indie game, The Swapper. Ta-ra!
Hi, we are Facepalm Games, and we are the creators of The Swapper.